Providence, Rhode Island, where tonight FS1 College Hoops is on hand at the Dunkin' Donuts Center for the Providence Friars and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Alongside Bill Raftery, I'm Kevin Kugler, and we welcome you to this Big East Big 12 showdown and a chance for us to see one of the dynamic players in the Big 12 tonight, Terrence Shannon Jr.
Texas Tech loves to turn you over. Nobody better in the country in the open floor. And Shannon, he can jump out of the gym, Kevin. He is a solid performer, makes threes, always in the attack mode. And, of course, tested the NBA waters, came back, and healthier for that mentally. And on the other side, the big fella, they're going to get it to him early and often. Nate Watson, great. He's expanded his game 15, 17 foot, but the big news for them, get it down on the block. Let the big fella attack.
Our starting lineups are sponsored by Jeep. There's only one, and for Providence, there's more than one. Not only Nate Watson, but Noah Horkler has been dynamic over the last several days. Al Durham is the guy who you'll see run the point tonight. Jared Bynum has been dealing with a bad injury for head coach Ed Cooley, and so Al Durham is the guy who is going to be running the point with Bynum on the bench.
I feel badly for Bynum, hurt last year, missed a number of games. Solid kid running the point. And you're right, Al Durham's got to be solid, value the basketball, and get others involved.
And we are underway at the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
And Kevin Kugler, Texas Tech, goes and then let him in. The baseline bump, she mentioned Horkler.
And it'll be Durham.
Those are baseline rubs. They like to get the big guy. They're going side to side to give him some touches. Nice cut.
And a blocking foul, and Horkler will go to the line for a couple of free throws to start off this ball game.
What's thrilling about this kid, he's a great rebounder, two-handed rebounder, but he's also great without the basketball. Has an ability to sniff out opportunities, dive to the rim, and I just love the way he passes to the post as well.
Horkler 16 field goals to go with 11 assists over the last 3 games. He's accounted for 44% of all of Providence's buckets in that span, and he'll go to the line shooting 15 of 18 at the stripe this year.
He's got a great feel for the game. Doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. They need him to stay on the floor in case he picks up small change fouls.
Free throw is good. 1 for 2 after the Davion Warren foul, his first, and Texas Tech now will walk it up with Kevin McCullough, who's back after a little bit of a flu bug a week ago. Talked with Mark Adams today. He's not sure he's going to be 100%, but he's going to give it a go here tonight.
He's such an important cog in this offensive scheme. And great to see him back.
Kevin O'Banner really making an impact as a transfer from Oral Roberts this year.
Unbelievable. This kid thinks offense, great three-point shooter, good off the bounce. Post defense is going to be very important for Texas Tech. Look at that double.
Here's Watson inside. Watson to the rim. He cannot connect, but the offensive rebound. Second chance, no. Third chance, no for Horkler. He'll get it again, and finally a whistle stops play.
I think he'll get 2 shots on that, too. That's the rebound. He's going to be so important on both ends of the floor. Can't give second and third. Mark Adams was saying we've got to be tough defensively, check out. But look at these gray shirts attacking that rim.
One more for Horkler, who has spent his early time at the line tonight. The offensive rebounding, a big part of this. Talking with Ed Cooley, Raf, he said the winner of this game is going to be +2 or +3 on the glass. Well, right now, Providence is +4 on the glass in the early going.
And I think also the add-on, they have to play great defense, Providence, because Texas Tech can shut you out. Now, fortunately for Ed Cooley, well, maybe not so much, but Virginia, great defense as well. Wisconsin, another team, as you well know. So they're a little more accustomed to this style of play.
Only loss for Providence was to Virginia. They were held to 40 points in that 58-40 ball game. Texas Tech unbeaten, but this is the first high major they've played this year. On the drive inside, good finish and a foul as Kevin McCullough with the attack.
And you are right, too, with Texas Tech. They've beaten people soundly. So a close game, it will test their mettle, but nice little attack, pump fake, and the finish. A non-COVID issue there
here for McCullough.
And Mark Adams loves his toughness.
A little bit of a flu bug going around, and these.
Yeah.
And inside, off that offensive rebound, it's Terrence Shannon.
That's what tough out he is, because he can knock down that deep one as well. Nice little pin down. They want to get right in the middle of the lane. An excellent defense inside by Williams.
And the three from Reeves is an air ball out of bounds. It'll belong to Texas Tech.
They need Reeves to ring the bell. Opens up things, easier entry passes. And this guy is some coach defensively, though, because he says he recruits offensive players, Kevin, and makes them learn how to play defense.
You're talking about a guy who, as you mentioned, a terrific defensive guy. And he said, our offense is ahead of our defense right now. He said, I'm not really accustomed to that.
Right. Well, this is what they need, some inside hoops. Pretty good defense. Going the other way, yeah. Bryson Williams. They don't have a whole lot of size, so it becomes against
Williams.
Silver being another big that they drop in there. There's Big Ed with his 200th win the other night. Chasing Dave Gavin.
He is in some rare air at Providence. One of three coaches in that 200 and higher category. What a terrific coach Ed Cooley is, and what a job he's done with these Providence Friars. The three from Reeves, up and off for Horkler. Another offensive rebound. The fadeaway for Horkler is short, and there's another offensive board with A.J. Reeves.
We mentioned the rebounding, such an essential part of this game. A terrific effort on the glass by Providence. Banner's not afraid to knock one down from deep. Little pull-up game.
And the three off the miss is good from the top of the key, and it's Kevin McCullough who's given Texas Tech the 9-5 lead.
Boy, those offensive rebounds are inside-out plays. So tough to defend on the three. They've done a nice job on Watson. He hasn't really gotten a lot of touches.
One and done. McCullough there for the rebound for Texas Tech, and the outlet to Shannon in the open floor. Shannon end to end with a left hand.
That's what I love about this kid. You make a mistake, nice kick out, terrific attack mode in the open floor. Got to take his left hand away as well, but he can make shots, put it on the deck. And boy, is he athletic at the rim as well. Little kick out, short in the floor. Number one. Step it and finish it.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. We welcome you back to the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, where Texas Tech off to an outstanding start. 11-5 with the lead, 16-16 remaining in this first half. And we talked about it, Raph. This was the first real test for Texas Tech. Their opponent's combined record 5-39, and Mark Adams was excited to see what his team would do against a battle-tested team like Providence so far.
Well, the closest score was 15 points in North Florida. They won by 26, 35, 56. I mean, this is a big step up right now. And he was concerned about the defense and the rebounding. They got to button up on the offensive glass here. Their offense has been seamless. Little horn set. Boswell in now.
Under 10 as Providence will have to go to work. This is Durham. Reed, 2 to shoot. Gonna have to get it up, and he cannot. It's a shot clock violation, and Providence turns it over off the timeout.
That's the problem when you have a combo type guards running the show. Got to see things, get into the offense quicker. Croswell on the low post was free. Got to get the entry pass.
Inside and off the heel. That one won't go, but a foul, and McCullers headed to the free throw line.
Well, you can see how confident he is. Probably hasn't had much practice the last few days, but he can put it on the deck and beat you in a lot of ways. I mentioned it earlier. He's just an aggressive performer. This is a tough kid. I think he broke his leg in high school, came back. Tough to keep him out of the lineup.
His dad was a pretty tough football player, spent his time at Texas Tech playing ball, and then went on to play with the Green Bay Packers. So the apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to toughness.
They are gritty defensively as a group, and he sort of sets the tone. They're going to yo-yo him just for that reason of sickness. Arms coming in now. Averaged 10 and 4 rebounds at Winthrop. And last year had 10 points against Villanova. With full court pressure. Just to make you use shot clock.
Transfers on this Texas Tech team.
And Mark was saying he was thinking of giving everybody name tags just to, well, they all come in. Some have signed as late as June.
The step back from the elbow not going to go. Croswell underneath, and Ed Croswell doing work down low.
Well, he lost weight. He's a different kid this year. You may see the two bigs together at some point tonight.
Up and under, Davion Warren down low. Rebound tips out into the hands of Bryson Williams, and a new chance for Texas Tech with Malik Wilson into the corner.
Tried to seal that baseline. The right call,
baseline and a whistle.
This team's very aggressive with the bounce, aren't they? Getting back to signing all these
in again, and heading out is Davion Warren.
Signing all these kids late, as late as June. Very stressful, according to Mark Adams. Not sure of who's coming, who's going.
There's Shannon. Turn to the corner. Shannon inside, and a whistle, and a foul.
Nice shot by Croswell. Formerly of LaSalle, by the way, Kevin, just to point that out. Moved up to New England, but just solid preparation outside the restricted area. Nice read. If they can give him, if he can give Ed good minutes, I mean, this would be an impact on the front court. The scissor they like to run from the elbow.
Good on trying to get it to go from outside. Offensive rebound down low. Providence doing some work on the offensive glass. That's 9 offensive rebounds.
What a job by Croswell on both ends of the floor. You mentioned the ability to hit that glass, and Texas Tech generally sticks people, check them out. You don't get these opportunities, but a little disarming when it doesn't hit the rim really throws your vision off. The big fella doing a good job.
9 total boards, 8 offensive rebounds tonight for Providence already. Excellent start in an area that Ed Cooley said was absolutely critical for his team to get the win tonight. Good defense inside, and the ball will trickle out to Shannon.
There's 7 left.
Horkler saves it for Providence, and on the run now in transition. Down by 4. Horkler trailing 3. Won't go on the rebound, McCullough.
Nice slap back by Durham now. Trying to get some easy hoops before this tough defense settles.
And Shannon, the offensive foul, that is his second.
And Durham with a nice job. First pushing the ball up the other end and establish a position outside the restricted area. Now this is a kid who can go left beautifully, but nice little adjustment. Go for the Euro at the end.
Sits down with that second foul. Big loss right now. Just 5 minutes on the floor for Shannon before having to sit down with that second. And now a little slip by Durham. Surprised he didn't get called for the travel as the ball pops out to McCullough.
Reach in at the far end.
Foul as McCullough's fouled by Goodine.
Once he felt he wasn't taking advantage, it was a normal skid, I might add. So they allowed or permitted it. Up 50% shooting so far for Texas Tech. Providence just 3 of 14 to start this ball game. The spin and the finish for Adonis Arms. Yeah, nice job. Anytime you get in that lane, you can create havoc and damage. So they really attack you defensively. Try and keep it on one side of the floor. Automatic switching all 5 spots. Nice hesitation.
Croswell inside. Good finish by Croswell.
He's done a nice job. Gives the big guy Watson a blow.
And a takeaway. Minaya to the other end with a 2-hand hammer.
Oh, Eddie was talking about this kid's energy. It permits him to take some shots. Maybe they're questionable. Does so many little things for this club when he gets on the floor.
Warren blocked away by Goodine and a foul.
Providence hanging around because of offensive rebound and doing a pretty good job, but creating some havoc on the defensive end. And Minaya, oh yes, big time. Send it in out of South Carolina. Enjoying the New England weather. Big time.
This Big East Big 12 battle has been going on for a few years. DePaul defeating Texas Tech 65-60 in overtime back in December of 2019. Providence got the better of Texas that same year, 70-48. And for the Providence Friars, a win over TCU December 9th, 2020, 79-70, trying to knock off another Texas school tonight, being Texas Tech. It's been good success for the Big East in this Big East Big 12 battle. 11-5 advantage for the Big East Conference. Providence 2-0, Texas Tech 0-1. But a battle between these two excellent conferences, Raph. This is a fun thing and a really good thing for college basketball.
Well, I think the great thing about it is it prepares you for the NCAA tournament. I mean, quality wins against quality opponents. Also, you learn so much about yourself. Obviously, you want to win, but even in losing, this preparation is an opportunity to see how you compete at a very high level. And he's done exceedingly well. I'd like to see Williams get some touches in the box area. Really not in the attack mode. Not getting much done.
Gonna have to go.
How about
Arms'
that?
three is good, and Arms has 5.
How about that? He's made 7 before that one this year.
Jared Bynum tonight for Providence. Al Durham running the point.
They have not been able to get it into Watson whatsoever. Great denial in the low box area. Always in the right spot. Bacho.
Contested 3. And the rebound by Arms. Texas Tech on the drive. Davion Warren has it knocked out of his hands. It'll stay with the Red Raiders.
You know what jumps out, Kevin, with this Texas Tech team? They really get up and down the floor. I mean, they're known for their defense, but they can explode off rebounds or turnovers. Warren on the floor, big-time scorer at Hampton, too.
And Warren got an open three, and he hits the three. He was a big-time scorer at Hampton. 877 points in just 2 years playing for Hampton.
That'll fill you up. With confident stroke, too. Little horn set once again. Boy, nice denial in the low box area. They're not making those deep threes.
And Watson only with one shot tonight, Raph, down low for Providence, 0 for 1.
They sat out for a few minutes. I'd like to see him go side to side to get in his spot.
And a foul is going to be called underneath. Durham working against Williams. We talked about the Texas Tech transfers, and this was a program that saw Chris Beard leave for Texas. Mark Adams gets the job, and they had to kind of replenish this roster. Got a few back, but this is a brand new group. 7 first-year transfers on the roster, tied for the most among major conferences. And Mark Adams said from day one, this group has really been able to gel together very easily, which is a credit to what he and his staff have been able to do.
He said 1 month to put this team together, just extraordinary. He really took advantage of the summer and the fall workouts. Look at this tenacious D. Nice denial.
And to the other end. Oh, and a good response, but a foul is called, and Malik Wilson will head to the foul line after the Minaya foul.
Malik, everybody plays that passing lane. You got to be able to move side to side. You got to show the ball. You got to back cut. And just good hustle at the end here, but unfortunately for Providence, a little bit late for Minaya. You got to stay in touch when you play Texas Tech, too. They get up 6 or 8. It's almost like Virginia getting up 6 or 8.
Such a stout defensive team, and that's what Mark Adams has hung his hat on over the years, is defense. He was the defensive coach on Chris Beard's staff, and that defense is what he has always prided himself on. And boy, they're playing terrific defense tonight.
They sure are. Wilson, one of those guys that really jumps passing lanes, too. You should know that as a guard. They were quite a team with Chris. And got the team to buy in defensively, always in the right spot. Upside defenses. Look at this gathering and a charge. Very fortunate. Is that number 3 on Shannon?
That is number 3 on Shannon. Watch it here.
A little misfortune for Texas Tech. He may have been a tad late, but that's where they are tough. Anticipation, secondary defender always in the right spot. He's a little bit frustrated.
Well, they did play 3 games without him this year. When he dipped his toe into the draft, he withdrew, and they held him out for the first 3 games just to make sure he was eligible as Providence turns it back over to Texas Tech.
Yeah, not a good play whatsoever. Unforced turnover. But Shannon's such an important cog in this team. A little bit frustrated. Coach is trying to give him a little support. Kevin, have you been to Lubbock?
Arms the entry down low, and a foul is called as Bryson Williams aggressive in the post.
I don't know if you heard me, Kevin. Have you been to Lubbock, Texas? You have, for football?
I have, of course, yes.
Of course, I've been on Buddy Holly Boulevard late in the evening on occasion.
On occasion.
And Bryson Williams, a kid that can do some stuff with a little jump hook around the rim. Post pretty good. A lot of flexible parts to this offense.
Free throw good for Williams, and now a 25-13 lead for Tech as Marcus Santos Silva checks in for Bryson Williams, who leaves after scoring his first 2 points of the night.
Pretty good offensive rebounder, Silva. Ooh, almost jumped it again. Extraordinary post defense. Watson can't even get a touch. Timing is off.
There's Watson with a look. Can't connect on that one, and fortunate for Providence, it goes off the hands of Arms and out of bounds.
Now Watson's expanded his game a little bit, but right now they need some power down that low post area.
And the rebound for Texas Tech for Malik Wilson. He'll start it up the floor, and the Red Raiders on the run. McCullough to the rim, and McCullough has it swatted out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Boy, everything tough at the other end for Providence. Nothing easy. They're really totally out of sync, caused by excellent defense.
With the little hook, O'Banner's got 4.
A talented offensive player. Where do you go for offense right here? Great denial. I think we're going to have to run the little flex offense at some point. Get some inside touches.
Durham from 3 won't go. Horkler tips it out of bounds. It'll belong to Texas Tech. Providence down 14, and a timeout on the floor. It has been a rough night for Providence and an outstanding one for Texas Tech. Terrence Shannon and company up big on the road. Providence down big at home, 27-13, and it's the defense of Mark Adams' Texas Tech Red Raiders. You tip your cap to them. We're at 5 of 22 shooting for Providence tonight, despite out offensive rebounding Texas Tech 10-5.
They aren't getting good shots either. No ball movement. I mentioned earlier the ability to get it inside, so key for Providence, but the defense has been sensational. Look at these numbers. Whew.
Almost 20 turnovers per game on average on the season. Only 4 so far tonight for Providence. That's not been the problem. It's been the defense of Texas Tech on their inside game and just stifling them on the offensive end. That's been the biggest problem tonight for Ed Cooley's squad.
And again, Texas Tech very efficient. There's a little zone look at it out of bounds. Test them, little high-low action here. Any change, any wrinkle, just to see if it throws the opponent off.
Horkler can't connect on the 3, and it'll go out of bounds to Texas Tech. So a good look for Horkler, but he could not find the range, and he's 0 for 3 from the floor.
Yeah, that's his shot, too. As you noted, pretty good opportunity. Gets a little bit of a blow. Got to get something off your
8% from behind the arc did Horkler.
Got to get something off your defense. Oh, the dead ball situation. Thought he could run the end line. Arms not sure. But again, Providence got to get something off their defense. Some easy baskets. Loosen this team up a little bit.
It's been almost 5 minutes since they put points on the board. Providence stuck on 13.
Cooper Watson getting the touch.
Durham, deep 3 with the shot clock winding down. Offensive rebound inside, muscled up and in, and the foul. Ed Croswell keeping Providence keeps afloat with a chance for one more.
Well, he has really done a nice job since he's gotten on the floor, but this is their best offense. Shoot it and chase it. They have not been efficient from deep. No inside game, no middle game. Why not? Let the big fella take over.
0 for 9 tonight from three-point land for Providence. Croswell, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and a chance, but cannot complete the and one opportunity. Davion Ward on the run to the other end, rejected by Minaya.
How about that kid? He does hustle. And he just loves his action on the floor. Got back in good balance. The ability to him to try and take away that Euro move, and terrific support from the deep.
Yeah, gave the block to Minaya, and it's Croswell. I apologize, Ed Croswell, stealing a block from you.
He's played well. Once again, the zone look. That middle's wide open. You can turn and look and dump down. McCullough begging in the far corner here.
Offensive rebound tracked down by Texas Tech at a second chance.
Yeah, you don't want to give this team second opportunities. Not easy an offensive rebound against the zone. No check out. Banner, I think, on the climbing it back.
Banner with his first personal foul. 6:23 remaining in this first half. O'Banner, as Marcos Santos Silva comes into the game for Providence tonight. Horkler, all 3 points on free throws. Durham, no points. Watson, scoreless. You're talking about a guy in Watson, Raph, who averages 17.5 points and nearly 6 rebounds per game. No points and 1 rebound in 9 minutes so far for Nate Watson.
He hasn't been able to get any touches either. Just terrific anticipation defensively, being in the right spot. A lot of support behind him. The kid struggles from that free throw line. Everybody's got a gang rebound if you're Providence to get back in this.
Up now. Here's McCullough. McCullough. Got to shoot it. They do. And the 3 won't go. That's a shot clock violation. Not sure it ever hit the rim.
Yeah, right now, Texas Tech really struggling with their zone offense. Not being in the right spot. Not really looking to catch it on that foul line. Slip Wilson in there was a pretty good move. I think he's a good decision maker with 4 assists. Watson's got to be stronger in that box area, holding his guy off.
Durham with 5 to shoot, leaving in the corner. The 3 up and down. The first made 3 tonight for Providence comes at a good time from Justin Minaya. And the Friars, despite their struggles, within 9.
Gets him back in touch. It all started with the zone defense. A little overload. Ooh, goodness.
And it's been the bench of the Friars that has led them back in this game, outscoring the starters 13-5, getting some good production off that bench with Croswell and Minaya.
When you mentioned Watson with 0 points, Horkler with 3, you need somebody to step up. Nice screen.
Tough shot rebounded by Reeves.
A little more life for Providence. They had a chance. Nice hold off.
Baseline drive rejected by Santos Silva on a foul.
Just a little late coming over to help out. But that tells you about Texas Tech defense. Great support, everybody in the right spot. Great vision on the ball. And then a nice screen by Croswell. But how about that effort by Silva? Take it over, big.
And Durham on the board with a free throw. 0 for 5 from the floor, but Al Durham, who's averaged 13.5 points this year after transferring in from Indiana, such a big factor tonight, especially with the Jared Bynum injury. They need a little production from him.
That's the big thing for him. He's really a two-guard trying to run the show and still be effective scoring. And Breed's a guy who can make some threes, too. Had a pretty good game against Sacred Heart early in the year, 15 and 3 assists.
Here's O'Banner from deep. That won't go. And the rebound for Providence. One and done again for Texas Tech. The Red Raiders have gone cold. And here come the Friars once more.
Well, the press worked. You got to take a quick jack, rebound, and get back in touch on this end. Nice help out. A little late, maybe. Reach in by McCullough, but that's his anticipation.
Raph, there's some significant foul trouble brewing right now for Texas Tech on the road. Shannon's on the bench with 3, Williams 2, and now McCullough with 2 for Texas Tech.
Well, they are deep, though. They're confident. Not afraid to go to the bench. Adoli hasn't played yet. Bacho got a few minutes as well. Maybe not of the talent level of the two you mentioned. They're really struggling for the free throw line.
Croswell 0 for 3 now. 4 for 4 from the floor and 0 for 3 from the line.
When you play a team that guards like this, you got to really be patient on your offensive end. Don't take bad shots. Don't cough it up. Make them guard a little bit. Get them side to side a little bit. But again, I just like to see Watson dig in and get them some opportunities around the rim.
Providence pressure really causing trouble. Driving inside, and a foul is called.
Ooh. Thought he was hurt badly there. Adoli, one of the returnees, only gets about 5 minutes of game, but pretty aggressive maneuver here. From France. So many international players anymore.
Came through the Scotland Performance Institute of Pennsylvania, 3-star recruit from France who suffered a hip injury in the offseason and missed the first 3 games, just trying to get himself back into shape. And after that first foul by Croswell, he goes 1 for 2 at the line to sort of at least get Texas Tech back on track after a burst from Providence brought them within 6.
And Eddie's got to find a way to get some damage inside, though. The dribble drive hasn't been there. Catches on the block haven't been there. Too far from the hoop. You got to give some ground.
Davion Warren up the floor, and Warren has his second now. So 2 on Williams, 2 on McCullough, 2 on Warren, 3 on Shannon.
Well, you got to give ground that far from the basket. Get your hands out of there.
This foul trouble for Texas Tech, not only significant, but you see those 4 names there: Shannon, Williams, McCullough, and Warren. Shannon, McCullough, Williams, Warren, those are your 4 leading scorers this season for Texas Tech. So 4 huge players in foul trouble for the Red Raiders.
And Durham doing a good job nailing those free throws, stops the clock, get their press organized a little bit. Really good flyby.
McCullough off the fake.
But his zone has got them perplexed. An offensive foul. Little movement by Santa Silva. Eddie Cooley happy, starting to show their aggressiveness on the defensive end. And Manaya, my goodness, thank heaven, a big thrust.
3:42 remaining in this first half. A 28-23 lead for Texas Tech. But Providence has been coming on late in the half thanks to some stifling zone defense of their own. They have limited Texas Tech to just 1 point over the last 4 minutes and 35 seconds in the midst of this 10-1 run.
It's a little bit of a wrinkle. I mean, it's not an overpowering Syracuse kind of a zone, but it just throws you off kilter just a little bit. A nice move by Eddie. They still have to find some rhythm on that offensive end with this terrific denial support that Texas Tech has. Nice little run, though. Come late. The last 4 minutes.
Pretty impressive, though, shooting. Yeah, 27% shooting, 1 of 10 from 3. And down just 5 with 3:40 to go in the first half. Not bad.
Well, Jerry Heskett does a re-enter with a little shot at him. They could use his three-point shooting. Good ball screen. A dive to the rim. He's out of bounds. No, we got a chance.
And a foul first.
We've got a jump stop against this team. Interesting, no Watson on the floor either, Kevin.
Gave the foul to Durham. That's his first. So 1 on Durham. 9th team foul on Providence. Look at pressure again, causing Texas Tech all kinds of trouble. Just out of bounds. No, they did not. A 10-second count.
Look at Eddie over there. Into the action. Just a mishandle, not a good pass here. Again, we mentioned the zone, but also that three-quarter court press takes a lot of clock. Forces them into mistakes like that.
And an offensive foul going the other way.
Durham's been pretty solid, Kevin. They're pretty solid, though, handling the ball, making good decisions. Just here got a little bit frustrated with that denial. Warren, they can get in your shirt, this team. They're really not doing a good job overloading, hitting the high post, turn and dump.
Wilson with an open look for 3. That's way off the mark, but an offensive rebound. O'Banner can't finish it off down low. Ripped away by Croswell, and Providence will go the other way.
I love the way this kid is playing. Really solid.
The 3 will go out of bounds. Last touched by Texas Tech. McCullough the last to touch it.
And Reeves really did a nice job attacking that offensive glass. They need his deep shot. He's got to step up for this team. They're going to have a good year. They need some outside ability of his. Workler back on the floor. Mentioned he and Watson haven't been able to do anything on the offensive end.
Watson scoreless in this ballgame. Only 2 field goal attempts all night for Watson. Good find underneath. The defense collapsing on Reeves and a foul.
And we had asked for that flex earlier, Kevin. They just ran it. They did a little bump on the box. And they get terrific opportunities around the rim. A little pump fake out to the free throw line.
Reeves tonight has not had a free throw attempt, but he's just 1 of 7 from the floor. A.J. Reeves, though, very good at the line this year, 13 of 16 so far this season.
Against Wisconsin, they really had a solid game. 13 and 8 rebounds. Be interested to see what Texas Tech does at half.
Up and down his entire career.
At halftime, any wrinkles they'll come up with on that zone offense. Texas Tech really struggling in their half court.
Wilson back out to McCullough for three. That won't go. Watson with the rebound for Providence.
Watson's got to get down the floor. Last one down.
No points, 0 for 2 from the floor. Only 1 rebound tonight for Nate Watson.
That's where you got to go, right there.
McCullough. And it's tipped in.
Nacho, I think. Transfer from Arizona.
Redshirted at Arizona last season to Daniel Bacho. Another native of France on this Texas Tech squad. Fadeaway short and the rebound for Texas Tech.
I don't see Watson really begging and digging and ducking in. Nice play by Horkler.
Now Horkler on the other end. The extra pass to Reeves. Got an open look from 3, and he hits Reeves with his first from deep. And a chance for one more.
And that's what Horkler does. It doesn't stick. He makes good decisions. You know what he can do on the offensive glass, ability to make threes, but here, a terrific opportunity. Get the puppies organized, the little nylon Reeves. He's smiling on Federal Hill if he can start knocking these down.
Boy, what a big shot, and what a rally for Providence, down 27-13. And now a 14-3 surge to get right back into this ball game, and now 15-3, down just 2 with under a minute to go first half.
Eddie pulled a little trick out of his bag there with that zone, full court pressing, now trying to get the house involved, right?
They are up and involved.
Not a great building. Look at his high-low. A little late.
Santos Silva and a turnover going the other way.
How about that? See if they go for a quickie here. Get an opportunity for a 2-for-1. College guys just don't seem to do that often. Now, this is the first time they really did a good job. Just a little late entry. And good hands. Santos Silva ends up being called for a walk. I'm just going to wait for a real good one. Once again, Watson at the foul line, really not part of the scheme.
Reeves to Durham. He'll try from deep. Won't go, and McCullough with the rebound. And a timeout with 10.6 seconds to go in the first half. A.J. Reeves and the Providence Friars storming back from 14 down. Crowd roaring in a 2-point game. Coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, Mike Hill, Steve Lavin, and Jim Jackson break down the top newcomers in the Big East. Then we'll look at the first half stats and highlights coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report.
Kevin Watson at halftime had him a little talking to get him involved. Has a habit of disappearing, did it recently. Just such an important factor for this team. But what a heck of a comeback.
Down 14 to get it back to 2 with 10.6 seconds to go in the first half. Texas Tech trying to put some points on the board before halftime with Davion Warren on the weave over to Shannon. Playing with 3 fouls. Shannon, deep 3, will not go, and the rebound tipped around. No shot. Halftime is here. What was a 14-point lead is just 2 at half for the visitors from Lubbock.
Yeah, pretty solid D. Got him back in it, Kev. Little 2-3 zone.
30-28 at halftime. Our Jeep halftime report is straight ahead. Texas Tech by 2 and a good one in Providence. Are most definitely alive. Down 1 point by 14. They have rallied to cut it to 2 as we get set to start the second half. Alongside Bill Rafter, I'm Kevin Kugler. Raff, it's been the bench of Providence that's been the difference.
Boy, fortunate to have those guys stepping up. Croswell and LaSalle, by the way, his ability around the rim, little dribble drive, got to make his free throws. But Minaya also big time lefty stroke from the corner, big hands on the defensive end, power at the 10. They need more of that. And of course, the zone served them very well.
And our Jeep first half stats, Texas Tech shooting 35%. Ed Cooley told us before the game, the team that wins is going to be +2 or +3 on the boards. Well, didn't win, but they won the first half, and Texas Tech was +3 on the boards.
Hey, Kevin, they learned how to compete, I thought, in the last 10 minutes of the half. Much more solid, aggressive in that three-quarter court press. And as noted, the ability of that zone to sort of confuse Texas Tech. I look for some big-time arrangements, maybe get Shannon on the foul line, let him turn, shoot it, or dump below.
Ed Croswell Jr. played such a big role for Providence in that first half because Nate Watson wasn't getting much done. Croswell came on, Raph, and really provided a spark.
He really was solid, lost that weight. I've seen him move his leg defensively much quicker than he was last year, much more involved. Will Nate the Great show up? That's the big deal, I think, for Providence. Can they get Watson in the flow?
0 for 2 in that first half. Only 2 rebounds in 13 minutes. Texas Tech to work. Here's Bryson Williams on the attack against Watson. A whistle and a foul, and it's going the other way.
Yeah, I think that might be Kevin O'Banner, number 2, if I'm not mistaken.
That is number 2 on O'Banner in 10 minutes. He got up to the hot start, hit a shot right out of the gate. Only 4 points, though, in the first half for a guy averaging over 10 on the year.
See if Horkler can get involved a little bit either with the entry pass. Here's a little flex. They ran one earlier. This gets the ball inside for them.
Durham will launch. And Durham hits the 3, and Providence takes the lead 31-30.
How about that? Horkler begging on a low post, gave a little cushion. No contest on that deep 3.
Friars were down 27-13 at the 7:05 mark in this first half. And now Texas Tech with the answer. And Terrence Shannon, who was saddled with foul trouble in the first half, hits a big 3.
He doesn't go away, that kid. Little double in the post offense here. A nice double. No field. Came baseline, too. Turned right into it. Watson just not himself on that offensive end, but right here, not a really good contest. A little timid coming out, and Horkler posted up, but this guy can fill it up. Talked about his ability to attack the rim. So important, particularly on their offensive end, I think.
See if Texas Tech can get it going again offensively. Shannon hits the 3 a moment ago. This is Davion Warren.
And back to their man-to-man. Warren Wilson really have to take over for this team, I think. Needs solid play from the backcourt.
Reed. Backing it out now to Reeves.
Offense again, Horkler. He's making the play, but you got a jump stop. They are so well schooled in anticipating, getting there early. It's all because they're in the help position. Split that rim, anticipate beautifully.
Ref, it's amazing. Horkler with 3, Watson scoreless, and Providence within 2 without those two guys really providing anything from an offensive standpoint.
Absolutely. Very fortunate to be in this. Back to the zone. Had a little trick of man-to-man earlier. Look at that foul line, Kevin. Ooh, tough pass. Through defenders. Not a good judgment. You put that ball in one hand, you're committed.
Frustrated head coach Mark Adams. You saw him on the sideline, arms folded. The Texas Tech alum didn't like that pass either.
Very calming demeanor. Nice help, but just a little tad late, and Watson gets a chance to get to the free throw line.
And maybe that'll spark him, because it has been a quiet night indeed for the two big guns for the Providence Friars. Not a field goal between them. The only 3 points from Horkler, and those were very early in the first half when he got to the free throw line. Watson trying to break through, and he finally does. At the 17:47 mark, Nate Watson is finally on the board.
And Kevin, here's a kid who runs rim to rim beautifully. They run a little short roll for him. He's effective, and he seals well. I haven't seen any of that, particularly in the first half. They need him to become alert. Once again, that quick court press after a make.
Really surprising to see that out of Watson. Quick 3 on the other end. Watson out there to contest, and Reeves catches the air ball.
Nice deny again. And pass a little soft to the incorrect hand, Kev.
And Horkler with the foul. That's his second in this second half. Second for the game. And a turnover back to Texas Tech.
You know, when you play a team that defends like Texas Tech, they really take you out of your rhythm, take your confidence away. Nice seal.
Yeah, turnover, and then a foul.
That should be a foul. Down underneath McCullough. That'll be number 3. Now, these are the 50-50 balls coaches talk about. Who's willing to get down there first, get a little bit dirty? Yeah, pretty aggressive play on both ends. Boy, Providence has been disruptive, Kevin, with their zone.
And ref, that's 4 now on McCullough, so he sits down with 4 fouls just 3 minutes into this second half. Watson rejected, stays with it, and there's Nate Watson with a 2-hand hammer.
He has arrived big time, the big fella. Going, Tim, you know what we said at halftime, dump it in.
Shannon, and a foul is going to be called. Watson trying to block off the path.
What bailed Providence out in the first half was offensive rebounding, and why not right here? A terrific anticipation defensively, but a nice counter punch. Big time out of a big guy.
But he will sit down now with his 3rd foul, so that's a couple of big guns that have gone to the bench with foul trouble. McCullough with 4 for Texas Tech. A moment later, Nate Watson goes down with 3, and the offensive board inside. Can't get the putback. One more try won't go, and a foul.
I like that Horkler for this, too. Once again, pounding that glass. Croswell has done a nice job. He's got to step it up these minutes, particularly with Watson out.
Durham charged with this one. That's his 3rd.
Now, you notice really nobody sticking, bending over, getting their backside into the thighs of the opponent. You get shoved under that rim, nothing good can happen.
Raf Durham with his 3rd a moment ago. How does that impact what Providence wants to do, especially with Jared Bynum out with the injury, and Durham's been charged with running the show at the point guard spot?
It'll have to be Breed, I think, to run the show. They are not deep in that point position.
Durham stays on with those 2 missed free throws, and this crowd is beside itself right now.
Anticipation with denial by Texas Tech. Always up in the passing lane. Oh, they forget.
And Horkler just can't finish, but Croswell is there. He's been there all night long. 5 for 5 for Croswell.
Did a nice job when his man went to help a little bit. Sealed him. No rhythm right now for Texas Tech.
Williams not able to connect from deep. Durham the rebound, looking to push. Playing with 3 fouls. Durham end-to-end all the way in and gets the 2 to fall.
Well, that's the combo Gardner. Not too bad with the blow-by. You know he's going to go left. You got to counter. Well, they're really not in the right spots, Texas Tech.
Totally out of sync. Malik Wilson spinning inside, tries to leave it for Arms. 3 to shoot. Arms in trouble. 3 up, no good. 2 Providence and a timeout.
Well, it's interesting. Teams aren't used to zone defenses early in the year, unaccustomed. Guys work on the man-to-man defense. Texas Tech really struggling on that end of the game on the offensive end, but Horkler with the miss. And look at the big fella, a little bit large, stepping in. Croswell's so good. And then the ability to kiss it home.
It's a Big East Big 12 battle on FS1, and I know the calendar just turned to December, but Ed Cooley's got some March thoughts with this game right now in Providence.
Absolutely. Both of us agreeing it's a resume builder. You get into your conference, this one will be remembered come March when they make their selections, but he has done a nice job mixing up the defenses, causing problems, and Texas Tech really not getting guys in position to do some damage. And Croswell's played well for him. He needs Horkler and Watson coming down the stretch, though.
Horkler still just 3 points. Watson just 3 points. Watson on the bench right now with 3 fouls.
The back screen pop for Breed. They got Horkler. Little high-low, what a pass. Croswell on the money, and Horkler finally bringing him out.
First field goal of the night for Horkler at a 7-point Providence lead. Their largest of the night. Shannon on the drive and out of bounds.
It's really going to be tough to drive. You got to get between the cracks and find some people, but really pretty high-low. Good hands, nice loft on the pass as well. Croswell, I think, having the game of his career here at Providence.
I was going to say, Raph, he's the MVP for Providence right now. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks in 14 minutes.
There you go.
From the elbow, that'll stop the run.
Yeah, get between defenders on that dribble drive. If you don't have the shot, you got some numbers.
Against Arms.
And then a series of circle doubles.
Late shot clock, gonna have to hoist it. Here's Breed on the drive, tipped out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover to Texas Tech.
Yeah, a little bit of an empty trip. Passing up opportunities. That Horkler should have tried to do something when he caught it.
Now Texas Tech has to figure out a consistent offensive rhythm, Raph. Just 2 for 9 from the floor in the second half.
You got to have 2 guys play 1. Here's a little ball screen, gets you in the middle, disperse.
Now baseline, good recovery by Reeves. Loose ball, and the hook is good. Santos Silva on the board for the first time tonight.
He is patient around that rim. Mentioned his offensive ability on the glass.
He is an old one, too. 24 years old, a super senior, and the answer on the other end with the long jumper from Durham, another veteran.
Nice scouting report goes down the drain. He went right for that pull-up. Knocked down.
Toss it out the window, Raph.
Exactly.
Nelson will leave it down low for Williams. Can't finish down there.
They're doing a better job passing inside here.
The wraparound won't go, though. 2 good looks for Texas Tech.
Nice hesitation.
Oh, that little hesitation brought him to crease, and he'll go to the line.
How about that ability to use that ball screen, get the guy to stand up a little, get to that free throw line. Down the other end, just a pretty good pull up here. Some Springs nylon out of Indiana. Bringing it.
a 24-year-old getting a chance to play one more year. The grad transfer from Indiana. Friars went after him hard in his high school days, Raph, and he is somebody that, boy, Ed Cooley appreciated getting before, and he said this is a guy who's going to be better late in the season than early. He expects him to get better and better as he picks up this system.
Yeah, a lot of kids throughout the country, you had a great relationship when you recruited them. They chose otherwise, and they remembered. Big advantage here. Durham experience, under the gun, Big Ten Conference.
Big moment here for Texas Tech. 7-point game. They led by 14 in the first half, but they have really become stagnant.
Nice pass.
Yeah, Santos Silva right there on the block, and he's got another good left-hand hook that drops in.
He does a nice job getting free. Nice little dribble drive kick.
Picked up by Wilson on the switch. Here's Horton feeding inside. Really good ball moving out to Breed. He launches the three, and he hits.
Boy, that little pump fake side saddle. But the ball movement going side to side. And then Breed drilling it.
Wilson on the penetration, looking for Shannon. Shannon trying to get it going. Nice drive by Shannon. Took it right through Horkler to get two.
Doing a better job putting it on the deck and getting to the rim, but on the other side, Providence pretty unselfish, Kevin. They're getting side to side, the extra pass, kick to the middle, pump fake, bite, drill, Breed, bringing it up for the Friars.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. 6-point game, second half, 11:41 to go for Providence. Not getting much out of Nate Watson, not getting much out of Noah Horkler, but they are getting production from Al Durham, who's got 13 points now in the ball game, 9 in the second half, Raph.
A big responsibility, Kevin, too, because generally he's playing off the basketball, but taking over from Bynum, a great feel, really understanding what they're trying to do on the offensive end, pushes the ball, point of the press, so many good things he's been able to do, whether it's the three, the dribble drive, or finding his teammates.
This Dunkin' Donuts Center crowd has been on fire during Providence's comeback. The student section's been loud and involved, and the Friars up by 6. A little pressure applied by Texas Tech as Horkler will run it inside. Horkler gets it back. Can't get the window to be kind, and it'll kick out to Shannon on the run.
Well, missed opportunity there. The last few trips, Texas Tech has done a good drive, good job driving the gaps a little bit, getting the ball screen here. Out of bounds, I think.
A turnover and a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. Good ball game in this Big 12 Big East Challenge. Friday on FS1, college basketball heats up as number 3 Kansas takes on St. John's. The action tips off at 7 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. Kind of fun, these Big East, Big 12 battles. You get to see some matchups you haven't seen in a while. First meeting for Kansas and St. John's since November 10 of 2000. And the last time St. John's was able to beat the Kansas Jayhawks, you've got to go all the way back to the 87-88 season. And that December of that would, I believe that 87-88 Kansas team did some pretty good things in the tournament in 1988.
They did, from what I heard. They had a center, forget what, Danny Manning, I think. Danny, what a career he had.
Texas Tech 2-15 all time against the Big East. They're trying to get a little bit better here tonight. Had a 14-point lead. Things looked really good early, Raph, but Providence has stormed back to take the 6-point advantage.
They've really done a solid job, and the zone has been the weapon. See if Texas Tech can continue to dribble drive and find some high-low action. Ooh, never leave your feet. Every once in a while, Durham will show you he's not a point guard, but they have to use him, no question about it.
Joining us late, Jared Bynum out with an injury. Normally running the point. Durham's run it for most of the night. Alan Breed has stepped in a little bit at that point guard spot as well.
A good seal by Horkler.
Wilson, that three won't go. We've got a whistle and a foul on the floor underneath, battling for the rebound. Looked like Ed Croswell picks up the foul. If it is, it's his second.
Well, I think you're right. Again, that's the one thing with the zone. You're vulnerable. You really can't attach bodies. Sort of area checkouts.
Jared Bynum on the floor. Had 15 in the win against Northwestern. One of the two wins that you'd look at right now for Providence. Say good solid wins, especially their win at Wisconsin. As O'Banner in the corner hits a big three to cut the lead in half.
All set up by the ability of Shannon to get in between defenders, draw that D and kick.
Under 10 to play, 3-point Providence ball game, and a blocking foul. Terrence Shannon with his fourth, McCullough with 4, and now Shannon with 4.
That's that philosophy they have. Keep it on one side of the floor. He wants to stay in the game here and just sort of pushing it, icing it to one side of the floor. Don't let him turn, but just a little too much of the body in there. Minaya looking right away, make sure it wasn't him. Now you're really hoping the confidence here of Shannon being comfortable defensively. Don't reach in, don't get a cheap one. He didn't want to come out.
He was trying to hide before Davion Warren found him and asked him to go to the bench.
Got plenty of time, though. Got to save him.
Step back for Breed. Off the heel. The rebound tipped around and controlled by Malik Wilson. Here's Bacho to the rim. Can't get it to go down. Breed the other end, and a foul is called. A block will send Breed to the line.
Silva with a great job on the other end, sealing that opportunity at the rim, but the ensuing run out, pretty aggressive maneuver here, getting the side of him. I think it must have been in a restricted area. But getting easy baskets so essential against Mark Adams' defense. Once they get set up, they can lock you up.
Third foul on Warren. Breed to the line. Has not had a free throw attempt tonight. 10 for 12 on the year. The banner back in. Bryson Williams returns. Williams playing with 3 fouls. And here comes Shannon. You said he wasn't going to be out long, Raph. He was out about 12 game seconds.
He's an attorney, very persuasive. They got the coach's ear. I like to see them getting Williams some opportunities down in that block area. Pretty good to bounce to some power moves in a low post area. Now, if he's in there, you got to use him.
Here's Shannon with those 4 fouls, but 11 points. The only Red Raider in double figures.
Once again, that 2-3 zone.
Oh, Warren. A drive parted for him, and he gets 2.
They've been done a nice job lately of getting in between defenders. There's that little flex. Not a good look here.
And Watson couldn't get it to him. Here comes Warren end-to-end to the rim, and it almost gave him the and one. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws, trying to bring Tech within 1.
Well, what a nice job this kid does. Very good dribble drive, getting a piece of the lane, finding people. Once in a while, threes can knock you down. But they also defensively, like all of them, they can really get after you. Big South Player of the Year. Pretty easy.
One more free throw after the 3rd foul on Horkler. And a 2-point ball game. Friars counter with A.J. Reeves back on the floor. Horkler will get a breather with that third foul. Avion Warren had originally planned to transfer to Memphis and then opted for Texas Tech coming out of Hampton. He's brought Texas Tech within one.
Now the great tradition they've had established there at Texas Tech. Pretty attractive for a lot of kids. Goes to 2019 final. Couple of Elite Eights.
Open three for Durham. Make it. Rebound Arms. Looking to push.
Nice cross.
Whoa, beautiful crossover. In the corner, O'Banner, three, up and off, and the rebound caught by Reeves.
Waiting inside the fences, had an easy time with Watson. Pretty
Tough shot, and Durham made it.
I think he made to use his right hand as well. Little kiss.
There's O'Banner again. This time he finds the bottom of the net, and we're tied at 51.
Boy, how effective is that dribble drive, splitting the perimeter D. Find it. The big O in the corner.
Pretty good response by Texas Tech after Providence stretched it to a 7-point game.
Look at this denial.
And the takeaway to the other end. The one-hand flush from Malik Wilson. Tech by 2 with 7:40 to go and a timeout.
And one thing Mark Adams said, this kid makes everybody better. Just solid steal, but how about the kick? The puppies organized. Zero in your program, O'Banner. Big time delivery, or why not? All set up by defense. Wilson, big time release.
3:51, Texas Tech back up by 2, 7:40 remaining in the second half. And Bill Raftery, it's been a physical game that's reflected in this foul trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. The ability to attack the rim. Plus rebounding, we talked about early in the game, so important. Both teams really not doing a great job sticking one another, keeping them off the glass. But, Providence had a good run. Texas Tech now has found a little bit more rhythm on the offensive end, particularly getting into the cracks and finding some people.
Shannon with 4 apiece, and that's limited specifically what McCullough's been able to do. Only 7 points in his 21 minutes of play tonight. He stays on the bench as Providence down 2 will bring it up.
Chris McCullough, I think, feeling his way back after being out with the sickness, too. Nice job here defensively. They got 10.
Texas Tech so aggressive defensively. We've seen both of these teams with big key surges keyed by their defense. Both Providence going zone early in the first half, and Texas Tech now here in the second half.
Yeah, nice little job extending the floor, a little 1-2, 1-1. And Mark's been around. Success at every spot.
65 years old and his first year as the top guy at the highest level of Division I basketball. Arms, the runner, a little short, got his own. Arms staying with it, and Arms is going to the line.
Boy, what an aggressive move. Not afraid to dribble drive, find some people. Just like him around the 10-2. A little post, a little floater, but just aggressive follow here. Just see how far under the gray shirts are.
Minaya with his second, and Arms to the line for a pair. He's 0 for 2 tonight, 5.7 rebounds.
He's one of the many energy guys they have on this program, in this program.
Texas Tech ref is his 4th school. Mesa Community College, Northwest Nazarene, Winthrop last year, as you mentioned, and now Texas Tech for the well-traveled senior out of Milwaukee.
Now we see that in a lot of places, that extra year guys are getting. Boy, they could use Nate Watson some touches. Look at this help.
Johnson, just 3 points tonight, and it'll stay on this end of the floor. 1 for 4, and it's not that he's been bad offensively. He just hasn't had the touches that he usually gets.
Mark Adams wasn't going to let him beat him. They deny top side, usually come baseline for the double. Everybody in a prepared position. Automatic switch every spot.
Tough shot. The baseline is short, and then out of bounds. It's going the other way. Couldn't secure it. Minaya underneath.
Well, really stepping up defensively, though. Texas Tech, you almost feel it through the screen.
Simpson 0 record, but that was the big question with Texas Tech. Who had they beaten? North Florida, Grambling, Prairie View, Incarnate Word, Omaha, and Lamar University. This was a step up in competition, and Mark Adams is going to be real pleased, I would think, Raph, with the response they've had on the road.
Well, the one thing in all those games you mentioned, and they guarded. You go into a game with that, you got to really step up to contend. A little double tick, I think, yeah?
Yep, out of bounds. It'll belong to Providence. Minaya chasing that one, able to tip it off a banner, and it'll belong to the Friars.
Ed going, Horkler back in. He needs some of his mainstays to step up right now. Been a real struggle, silent night for Horkler and Watson.
Horkler at 12 points a game. He's got 5 tonight. Watson, even more stark contrast between his season numbers and his output this evening.
I'd like to see them go back to their flex look. This is a double high, little pin down, and Watson begs. But look at the stand-up. Silva.
Durham fouled on the 3, and he's going to the line for 3 free throws. Arms ran out on him, picks up his first, and a critical error by the senior Adonis Arms as Durham heads to the stripe.
And a problem for Providence is Watson really isn't ducking down and getting in position, but they also don't have in time the ball reversal to give him some opportunities.
For Durham, 1 for 2 so far. You saw the scores table. Croswell back in, Shannon and O'Banner back in for Texas Tech. Two-point game, 54-52, 6:27 to go in this second half, and Blake Wilson back on the floor.
Here's to see what Terrence Shannon does. He's such an important cog in our offensive scheme. I'd like to see him on the foul line to be a guy that can either dump it down or dribble drive, get to the rim. We know he can make threes.
Hasn't attempted a free throw tonight. Usually a guy does a pretty good job of getting to the stripe.
Back to that 2-3.
Color back on the floor with his 4 fouls, as is Shannon.
Brom's got to do a better job rebounding if there is a miss. Nice entry. I thought he walked.
Oh, and he gets the bank home. Bryson Williams strong inside his first field goal after an 0 for 8 start.
Of course, this kid's played well at UTEP in 15 points. I mean, this is a tough kid inside.
His coach at UTEP, Rodney Terry, is now with Chris Beard at Texas, so Mark Adams had to re-recruit him not only against his UTEP coach, but against his Texas Tech coach and Chris Beard. Reeves, the 3 from the corner, ties the game at 56.
Boy, great ball reversal, the extra pass.
The answer on the baseline. O'Banner in traffic got rid of it. Muscling it through contact was McCullough, and he'll go to the line.
Well, that's where you got to come up with things. We talked earlier in the game about the importance of particularly making some outside shots. The extra pass, and Reeves, what a welcome sight in downtown Providence.
Just the 5th made 3 of the night, Raph. 5 of 17 from long range for Providence. Reeves now with 10.
Yeah, they've been looking for him to provide a lift, particularly with that deep shot.
And McCullough no good at the line. 10 of 16 now are the Red Raiders at the charity stripe. Tight ball game. Those 6 points loom really large.
And McCullough, good free throw shooter, too.
Just coming back from illness. Still not 100%. And 1 for 2 gives Texas Tech the 1-point lead.
So they've had good energy, though. Taking the glass, Texas Tech. Been aggressive on defense.
Shannon Allen trying to protect him for the stretch run to those 4 fouls. And the bump for Bryson Williams is his 4th personal. So 3 Red Raiders now with 4.
Nice little run and jump, too. Williams just didn't seal that sideline. The Texas Tech doesn't let you relax at all. That offensive end.
Shannon back in. O'Banner back in now.
They're doing a lot of offense for defense. Save him for that stretch run.
And Mark Adams going to be forced to really manipulate that lineup with all the foul trouble. Shannon, Williams, McCullough each with 4. Bonus coming Durham's way, tied at 57.
Yeah, hanging around here. It's amazing how they've been able to do it, really, without the mainstays ringing the bell.
Yeah, Watson still with 3. Horkler only 5. Combined 2 for 10 for those 2 big guns from the floor. And yet up by 1 with 5:07 to go. Durham with 19 tonight. This crowd loving it in Providence.
Nice pass.
Good feed inside, but ripped away.
Well, nice reaction defensively. Oh, not a good pass.
Taken away. McCullough will push it up the floor to Warren. Davion Warren slithers to the rim, and he'll go to the line after being fouled. 2 free throws coming for Davion Warren.
Really a big-time foul. Smart play. Croswell. Once again, you make a mistake, they really come at you. Terrific attack. Warren, one of those guys who can get to the rim.
3 on Croswell. No one on the Providence lineup with more than 3 fouls. Warren tonight with 7 points. And the free throw shooting continues to plague Texas Tech. They've missed 7 of 18.
Was making this. Establish your defense, get yourself set. They ran a little run and jump the last trip.
Substitutions again for Texas Tech. Bacho comes in, Arms back in.
I think there's a big high side for Bacho. More he plays, more he learns. Saw that last year.
Tallest player on the roster, not a especially thick guy yet. 6'11", 235, very lean and able to move.
A nice screen.
Over to Reeves for 3. And he hits Providence by a triple.
What a great set. Sort of a staggered double fade. They're drilling it. I'd like to see Shannon on that foul line.
There's McCullough piercing the defense out to Arms. Deep 3 from Shannon, and Shannon is fouled by Horkler. 4th foul on Horkler, and Shannon will get 3 after the timeout.
Oh, Kevin, what a mistake.
You have to win a game when your big guys aren't getting it done. You need others to step up. How about A.J. Reeves?
Well, Eddie was talking about this kid. They need this lift from him. He can make that deep shot and get them organized. And this is just one of those, you just can't do that. You skip out or jump stop. Keep your hands high for a contestant. Oh, goodness. Give them an opportunity for 3.
Now three free throws coming after the fourth foul on Horchler. It's been a rough night for Noah Horchler, who came in on really the hottest three-game stretch that he's seen since transferring in to Providence from North Florida. 4 fouls tonight, and Horchler only 5 points on 1 for 6 shooting.
Well, in fairness, Texas Tech just gets after you. The worst thing you can do is have a couple of good games. You're going to be on the top of their scouting report, the best defender. They're not going to be easy. They need these next couple of minutes, something out of Watson and Horchler. And obviously with Reed shooting it like that, getting into the crack and finding him would certainly help.
Each team has missed 7 at the line tonight. 3 big ones here for Shannon, who has yet to attempt a free throw. Sounds like what you're saying, Raph, when it comes down to Big 12 teams, is that they'll look on the schedule, and if you're a Big 12 player, maybe have a couple of bad games before you play Texas Tech, so Mark Adams doesn't scout you.
Yeah, can win the tank a little bit. They just get into you, and so well prepared, so well coached on that end of the floor.
One-point game, 3:55 to go. It has been a physical, tightly contested ball game. Each team has had good leads. Texas Tech's largest 14, Providence largest lead 8 at the 12-minute mark. And we're tied in.
Nice to have that lefty. That kid is a big-time player.
Mark Adams has really had to massage him. He goes back to the bench now, Raph. He's been playing with those 4 fouls, and he's been almost a constant offense-defense substitution down the stretch.
Taking advantage of the situation. Real smart coaching. See, right there, Watson just didn't dig into his guy. They weren't in a position to double him.
Down to 10 on the shot clock. Gonna have to hurry with Durham, who's got 19 tonight. The 3 from Minaya. And the rebound, it caromed off the hands of Adonis Arms, who had a clean shot at it and just couldn't secure it.
There's just 2 seconds left, didn't hit the rim. Catch, bounce. That's about all you'd be permitted to shoot it.
Timeout on the floor. 2 seconds to shoot for Providence when we return. 2 teams that love to defend, love to rebound. It's been a gritty, tough battle between these 2 really good foes. 3:26 remaining in the second half. Our Big 12 Big East battle coming down to the final moments here in Providence.
And Providence really playing into the hands of Texas Tech, taking too much time to get into their action, getting stuck late, not having an opportunity early to go side to side, feel, pry, all those things taken away. 2, catch, and may be able to dribble it once and then shoot it.
Inside Horchler and a foul.
Whew. Silva with the discard. Boy, good cut. Look at the nice things that Horchler can do. Boy, nobody was at home there.
Santos Silva, that is his 4th. So 4 different Red Raiders with 4 fouls as Horchler to the line where he's 3 for 4 tonight.
83% shooter. He's got a great stroke. Just hasn't been able to get opportunities.
You saw at the end of last year, Raph, with Noah Horchler, the last 10 games really changed his confidence in a Providence uniform. Just felt better, looked better, and it kind of carried over to the start of this year.
I think when you come in, it's a different feeling. How do you fit with the new team? It comes up empty. But he does so many good things.
1-point lead for Providence. Now Texas Tech looking for offense.
They're stretching the wing guy here. Should be able to get something in the short corner behind Horchler. Got to run somebody through. Here comes Shannon.
The banner from the corner. The elbow won't go. And a foul is going to be called. Battling for the rebound. It'll belong to this side. It'll stay with Texas Tech.
Yeah, got to come up with that. Force him into a tough shot.
No foul, just out of bounds off the Friars. In comes Davion Warren.
careful. Corner three for O'Banner.
McCullough on the drive, and Watson greeted him with a foul.
Well, they have done a nice job with the dribble drive, though. Struggled, particularly in that first half against the zone, but just taking advantage of a little crack. Split the perimeter and go at the bigs. Nice little ball screen to set it up. Tell you what, that looked like pretty good defense.
Fourth foul on Watson as a result of the whistle. And McCullough ties the game up with his first free throw.
They're running that little three-quarter court press, so Providence has to be alert, step to the ball.
Physical has this game be? That was the 52nd free throw attempted between these two teams tonight. We still have 2:59 to go.
Got to get into it, though.
Durham drives inside and a whistle and a foul. Durham to the line.
I don't know if they gave it against Durham or maybe Watson, too. Watson on the follow. You may be right. The most aggressive thing I've seen Watson do all game was go after that offensive glass.
Warren got his foul. It's his fourth, and so Watson to the line.
Well, they need this guy to step up. I mean, he's too good to be this quiet.
Four points, 5 rebounds in 23 minutes. And both free throws good. One more tie down the stretch with 2:45 to go.
And he's trying to get the house on his side. Why not? You're home.
64-63. Crowd rising once more.
Texas Tech is running that high ball screen to turn the corner. I just like to see him give an overload. I think they can get a little cornered three.
Trouble in the corner that time.
They got a timeout, I think.
And the timeout called by Texas Tech. Yeah, Mark Adams on that sideline, fired up that his team keeps the possession.
Very fortunate on this particular play. Not going out of bounds and losing control there. Wow. I don't know when he asked for the timeout, but boy, that was pretty close to a held ball.
Malik Wilson getting that timeout. Providence at home in the non-conference where they're almost unbeatable. 82-5 at home since 2010. Fred Cooley's team. This has really become a home court advantage, especially in the non-conference season, and this would be a big win for Providence. You've seen how Coach Cooley has reacted to this, and we talked about it earlier, but this is a resume game for both of these teams as they eye March.
And you were right. This is just a great home court. Fans have been providing great teams back to the late 50s through to the present day. Where do you go? ISO. Nice hands.
Poked free by Watson, and then a whistle on the other end and a foul.
I think Williams ended up hitting the legs on the dive. I like the call. They'll go right inside here on an ISO. And Watson coming up big with the slap away. Just see that heel kick at the end.
Well, really good hands by big Nate Watson, and then that foul by Williams, his fifth, he's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Watson stepping up a little bit here late.
Williams trying to stay in the game. He's not going to be allowed to do that with his fifth foul.
When you play Texas Tech, it's not going to be an easy game. You know that. It's going to be physical, in your face, toughness, and you just got to match it.
Rough night for Williams. 1 for 9 from the floor. Missed free throw tonight. Neither team has been great at the line. A little better in this second half, but it has been a struggle tonight.
They're going right back to the zone. No three-quarter court pressure. Post flash.
The zone is giving Texas Tech fits all night long. McCullough
nice pass.
Nice feed inside, and the 2 down low ties it at 65.
Oh, what a nice cut, too, to set it up. And bail your partner out.
Banner now with 12. Under 2 to play. Tie ball game.
Well, he made that play by moving.
Durham on the move. Elbow jumper is good for Durham. He's got his Providence high of 21.
Wow, players making plays. Big time knockdown.
Warren Cook free and out of bounds. A turnover to Providence.
More of an individual breakdown. Trying to get in the lane and do some damage. Mark not real happy with that pass little play. They can really rag you now. Nice little run and jump and misuse of the ball there. You got to be careful. You got to go over the top and attack this. If you got something good, you go. If not, fan dribble, get organized.
Raph, he had 3 Red Raiders flowing at him, one after another. Not easy for a guy who's not normally your point guard.
Right, and also his head was down, didn't look over the top. We're going to do it again.
Just got it across.
Ooh. Almost a walk there by Horkler.
Shot clock under 10 now. And a foul. McCullough out of the game. That's his 5th.
I know what he was trying to do. Jump that dribble lane. They got him going the right way, Durham, too. He favors that left, and you can just see Tardy selling it as well.
He's gone right more than usual tonight, has Durham, with the 21 points. That's about the 3rd or 4th time that he's gone right, whether forced or not. Good move by Ed Cooley there. You love the class that he shows. Congratulating McCullough.
Well, these are 2 terrific guys, 2 outstanding coaches. And they're searching for a big one early. Durham's become the go-to guy with this team.
And tonight, on a night when they needed a go-to guy, with Horkler struggling, Watson struggling, it's been the Indiana transfer that has provided the lift with 22 points.
Shannon on the floor. Let's see what they do. They've been splitting defenders.
Shannon, deep 3. Oh, he hits it! Oh, my goodness!
What confidence this kid has. Can he stretch the D? Wow. Incredible. Such a confident player. This is deep, Kevin. That's outside the Civic Center. The dunk. Well, that keeps him in touch. Sure, I'm thinking, well, drive it, get yourself a deuce or get to the free throw line. He's having nothing to do with it. And a decent challenge, too, by Durham. Big time counter.
We saw him try one from roughly that same spot earlier in the half, and Horkler fouled him. Remember when he jumped out on him?
Yes.
Durham didn't leap out on him quite as much, and I guess that's why you jump out and contest, because Shannon can hit from anywhere.
Well, ball. He can stretch it. A big thing for Providence right now is their ability to handle this pressure. They weren't really solid attacking Durham on a run and jump. He's got to look over the top. You got to step to the ball. Be solid with it if you're the receiver. Not easy. This is an aggressive defensive club.
No timeouts left for Texas Tech. One timeout left for Providence. Any foul means 2 free throws coming. Talked with Ed Cooley before the game. Mentioned it earlier, and he said the winner of this game will be +2 or +3 on the glass. Well, right now, Texas Tech is +3 on the glass. So
pretty amazing. You're right. Of course, force a tough shot of your Texas Tech. They love to deny and slap and jump passing lanes, double up when they have to. But big thing, though, is anything on the glass, you've got to go get it. Shannon. Masterful, huh?
17 points. Clutch shot. He has played most of this second half in major foul trouble. Had 3 at halftime. 4 for a good portion of this second half. And Mark Adams has done a masterful job of inserting him in and out of the lineup.
Correct. No question about it.
1-point game, under a minute to play in Providence.
Straight up.
Durham's been the guy. He has 23.
Watson's got to get inside, standing out there. Pin down and get.
3 is off the mark. Rebound underneath, knocked out of bounds, and it'll belong to Texas Tech with 37 seconds to go. Again, they have no timeouts left. Only 1 timeout left in the game. That belongs to Ed Cooley's Friars.
I think they wanted a pin down and a lock low for Watson, a quick jack.
Here we go. Shannon will bring it up.
Stretching that D because of his ability to shoot it. Should be able to get somebody on the foul line.
Shannon, another deep 3. This one off the mark and out of bounds to the Friars. 20.5 seconds to go.
That's what fool's goal, huh? Settling deep. You made one. Got to get it to the right spots. Can always get that late. Well, there's no question in his mind he was going to jack it. I guess Providence used that last time out, Kevin, if I'm not mistaken. They're just checking
the monitor. Yep, so I guess a free timeout.
I'm sure just for the time, maybe.
Yeah, checking the clock here.
Yeah.
Clock may have kept running a little bit.
Yeah, it could have been. Gives them an opportunity to set up their defense, though, Texas Tech. Making the adjustment right here. Providence has been a little shaky against the pressure, too. Again, as you noted earlier, no Bynum. Durham, the guy that's running the show from that point position. You're going to have other people handle basketball as well. Excuse me.
Half a second out of draft. 21 seconds to go in this second half. There's Bynum.
When I inbounding the ball, he's got good size to overlook. Everybody face guarding. They've got to cut to the ball. We're going to have trouble getting it in.
And they have to use that final timeout. Well, Providence is not in this position, Bill Raftery, if Al Durham doesn't come up with a Providence high of 23 points.
Eddie said he makes them go, and no question about it. His ability to run the show. We know he loves to play off the ball, but a big-time stroke from deep. A little dexterity in that lane, a little kiss. And now the pull-up game going right, as you noted, has done that beautifully. Another little opportunity at the rim. All the big goals have come from the southpaw out of Georgia. Big thing now is screening and getting free. Excuse me, Kevin. That's exactly what they're doing now. What they'd like to do, whose hands they want the basketball in.
Nobody's got a timeout left, so whatever Ed Cooley comes up with here, they're not going to be able to stop it to talk about it again. We're out of timeouts in this game. Any foul means 2 free throws. Providence by 1, and Durham with 23.
And the big thing is you're locked in position. You can't run the baseline.
Timeouts remaining.
Shannon on the ball. You see guys jumping passing lanes here, anticipating. You've got to cut, execute properly. A long way to run on this set right here. Worker's going to be the guy they're going to run off, I would think, and then he's got to come to the ball.
There's Worker, comes to the ball, gets rid of it to Breed, and now Breed will accelerate across the timeline. They're trying to foul him, ball poked out of his hands, and it'll stay with Providence.
Yeah, you're right. Try to give it. Thought they had one at the sideline. It's such a tenacious defensive team. And this is where I think they were giving it. Warren, and now a little bit late with the scrape.
Even the 5th on Warren had they called it. 14 seconds to go. Providence won back.
Same idea. You got to step through the basketball on the inbounds and be prepared for the hit. Acho takes away the vision. Big guy on the ball.
And there's the foul given by Arms. And Reeves will go to the free throw line for a pair.
He was strong with the ball. 81 early in the year from the free throw line. Still plenty of time for Texas Tech. Depending on the outcome of these shots. When does Providence give it? If in fact they want to give it, how late did they or early did they give it?
%, on the year, 2 for 3 tonight. Reeves has 13. He's got 8 rebounds. Big shots here with 11.8 seconds to go. No timeouts either side.
And nobody on the free throw line either for Providence for fear of a foul.
Watson will sit down. Oakler down as well as Croswell and Minaya return. One for 2 on that trip. 2-point game. No timeouts. Here we go.
Dribble through the zone and kick.
Wilson.
The offense.
Offensive foul. It's going the other way. Malik Wilson with the offensive foul.
How about that? Raised his arm. Boy, I think they got exactly what they wanted initially here. Turning the corner, nice ball screen, and just that right arm, the shove, no question about it either.
So now Tech will foul immediately, and they give that foul to Breed, who will go to the line for 2 to try to ice it.
I'll tell you, good piece of officiating here and a nice selling job, too. Breed really alert, trying to contain. But what a hard-fought game, Kevin. Both teams.
It's lived up to the name of the Big East Big 12 battle because it has been a battle tonight in Providence.
And 2 different philosophies defensively, too. Here's the big one.
And little icing.
This is the big one. There's the zone by Eddie Cooley. Got their legs and confidence going. Because Mark Adams' guys just are so aggressive and talented at defensive end.
Here's the big free throw from Breed. Providence is going to win. 4-point game. Time winding down. Three will not go. It's out of bounds. 1.7 seconds to go. Texas Tech will inbound. But they cannot make it up without help from Providence, fouling them on a made three.
Right, just stay away.
There's the three. It will not go. And what a win for the Providence Friars, who moved to 7-1 with the 72-68 hard-fought win over Texas Tech.
Boy, what a tough attitude game. Talking about toughness, being competitive, taking some shots early and then bouncing back, and why not? Al Durham just was sensational. Running the show, making big plays, and Providence mainstays not really having great games, but watching early did a few good things.
What a battle it was tonight. And Providence, once down by 14 in this ball game, able to come from behind and get the 72-68 win over the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. The Big East wins this one in the Big 12 Big East battle. For Bill Raftery, our entire FS1 crew, I'm Kevin Kugler saying so long from Providence, where the Friars get the 72-68 win over the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Good night in the Big 12 Big East battle.